talking about understanding the storm. And as we talk about understanding the storm, I want you to think about a difficult time in your life that has occurred in the past or may be occurring right here, right now. So think about a difficult time that has occurred or might be occurring right here, right now. I want you to write it down, jot it down, or make a mental note of it. What is it or what was it? What is it or what was it? Was it relationships? Whether it was a marriage that ended in divorce? Was it dating someone that you thought was the one and actually was a dud? It was nothing. Maybe it was a financial loss, lost your job, you lost some type of income. Whatever it was, you lost your house, you lost your car. What about your health and well-being? You know, sometimes we can get diagnoses from doctors and different things like that, and it could set us back a little bit. But whatever it is, it caused a storm. Even a storm and whatever. I just even see the Lord even gave me this as we were preparing. He said, there have even been storms in people's minds, insecurities and fears, doubts and hesitations, disbelief. Even though you know the God that you serve, the devil has planted some seeds that has caused what looked like a hurricane in your mind. So you might not even understand it right now, but you're a little discombobulated. Maybe confusion is there. But God said, son or daughter, know that I am not a God of confusion. Anytime confusion sets in your mind, it is a seed of the devil. And so you have to combat confusion with the very word of God, reminding yourself of who you are, and not only who you are, but whose you are. Because when you know whose you are, you can conquer any storm, and you can do anything. There's nothing going to be too hard for you in this season of your life if you learn to understand the storm.
That's good.
Okay? So you guys got to flow with me just a little bit because we're about to go somewhere. See, sometimes it could be a death of a family, a friend, a death of a relationship. Sometimes you don't understand why this relationship had to go asunder, why this is doing that. Sometimes you don't understand and you begin to question God. God, I want to go back. And what you're asking God to do is I want to go back into the storm that you actually brought me out of. And sometimes we got to figure out, well, why is Susie cutting me up and talking about me? Why is Joe acting a plum nut? God said, because I'm trying to bring you away from Joe. I'm trying to bring you to the sunshine, but you want to keep going back to the darkness. You got to understand the storm. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. How can you understand the storm? You got to understand, what was the purpose of the storm?
Wow.
Do you know? Have you even figured it out yet? I'm going to ask you something. What was or is the purpose of your storm? Do you know or have you figured it out yet? In order for you to know what the purpose of your storm is or was, you got to understand what the word purpose means. Purpose is the reason for which something exists or is done. Purpose is the reason something is made. Purpose is the reason something is used. The reason why your storm existed anyway. What caused it, or should I say who caused it? What decisions did you make, or what decisions did you not make that you were supposed to make? See, sometimes when you're supposed to make a decision for the Lord and you don't make the right decision, you will find yourself in a storm. And you got to understand that there was something you were supposed to have decided in the midst of the storm, but because you didn't decide the right thing, a storm came on your horizon. So what was it? What was it? What decision that you made or not made? What path did you take or not take? Because sometimes God could be challenging us to walk on the water. But like I said earlier, we are sometimes when it's, oh God, you want me to go to this place? Well, I'm not familiar with this place, so I'm a little scared to walk on the water. It's been years since I've done something like this. Or matter of fact, I've never done anything like this. And so I'm a little nervous. I'm a little hesitant. Can I put it out for another season? See, this is the path. God said, I need you to take this path. I need you to take this direction. But sometimes we put it off and we find ourselves in a storm. Better yet, some of us find ourselves in a hurricane. And God is saying, that is not what I told you to do.
Amen.
And then, in order to understand the storm, you got to understand purpose, but you also got to understand what a storm is. Okay, so let's break down what a storm storm is. We got the purpose. We understand that the purpose is the reason because of something, but we also got to understand storm. A storm, y'all write this down. It's going to bless you. A storm is a disturbance of the normal condition of the atmosphere. I'm going to say that again. A storm is a disturbance of a normal condition of your atmosphere. What is your atmosphere? Your atmosphere is everything that is around you. Your atmosphere is the people. Your atmosphere is the places. Your atmosphere is your environment. There was a disturbance that hit your environment. What was that disturbance? What is that disturbance? Have you figured out? Do you even know that you're in the middle of a storm? That something is disturbing your house. Something might be disturbing your finances. Something might be disturbing your relationship. Have you figured out what that disturbance was in the first place that got you in the storm? Because a lot of times we're in a storm and we don't even recognize a disturbance is already in the midst.
That's good. That's good teaching.
So we understand that a disturbance is happening in the atmosphere. In other words, it's going to hit you somewhere. Your atmosphere was consumed with a disturbance. It was manifesting itself by winds of unusual force. When it says winds by unusual force, meaning that it had some strength behind it.
Wow.
When you're in a storm and you encounter winds, the winds have some type of strength that's causing a commotion in your life. Have you recognized that there is some wind that's in your atmosphere? Sometimes you think it's a cool breeze. A cool breeze is what leads into a tornado or a hurricane. And you think that because there's a cool breeze in your atmosphere that it's all good. But God said, no, understand what type of breeze is hitting your house. Understand what type of breeze is hitting your mind. Understand what type of breeze is hitting your finances so that you can be prepared. See, we don't understand purpose and we don't understand storms. Because let me tell you something, we need to, in the spirit realm, be a storm watcher. You know, there are people that go around and watch storms that might be on the horizon so that they can go and forewarn the people of what's going on. God said it's time for you to become a storm watcher, that you can detect the winds, you can detect the disturbances before they even get big, and you can understand, well, this is what we need to do to avoid this storm.
That's good.
Amen.
That's good.
But we forget to become storm watchers, and then we just become caught up in the midst of a storm. Like, okay, we'll get over this storm. All we got to do is lock the door and put some shelters over the window. All we got to do is this. But God said, no. All you had to do was gird yourself up in the spirit realm so that you can recognize the attack before the attack hits you.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Are you a storm watcher? Is the question.
That's good.
See, because sometimes a storm can get so bad that it is accompanied by rain, snow, hail, thunder, lightning, sand, dust, all that stuff that could cause friction and commotion and everything. We know that if something gets hit by lightning, let's say you're in a storm and lightning strikes. In that lightning, if the lightning strikes you, then guess what's going to happen? It's either going to cause a paralysis or it's going to cause death. And it will be a miracle if nothing happens. So in the midst of storm, there can be something called lightning that hits something. And lightning comes and it can destroy the very existence of something. In my neighborhood, a house just got hit by lightning in the midst of a storm, and it destroyed that house. It's not livable right now. And so now they're in the process of trying to put the pieces back together again. Can we rebuild the frame? Can we put back on another roof? Can we get the window situated? Because in the midst of a storm, lightning struck and caused some type of death.
Wow.
But because we were not prepared for the storm, when the lightning hit, it was death, and we didn't know how to resurrect it.
Wow.
See, this house that was hit in my neighborhood, they're figuring out a way to resurrect that house. But a lot of times in the midst of a storm and lightning hit, Pastor, we just don't know how to resurrect that thing that just got hit by the lightning. Because in our eyes, it's just dead. It's gone. And we just don't even get it. Lightning, let me tell you something. Lightning is created when water and ice particles Listen to this, because this is going to be a good revelation for you. Lightning is created when water, something that's loose and free, get this, water, something that's loose and free, and ice particles, something that's frozen, something that's hard, something that's stiff. So on one hand, you got something that's loose and free. On the other hand, you got something that's frozen, hard, stiff, have no kind of freedom at all. They collide. Do y'all get that? There's a collision that takes place between water and ice. They collide, and guess what it causes? When water, the thing that's loose and free, collides with ice, the thing that's frozen, the thing that's hard, the thing that's stubborn, it collides, and guess what it causes? It causes friction.
Wow.
Now this is the terminology for lightning by the book, dictionary.com. Y'all better catch this in the spirit, because we're not literally talking about lightning. We're talking about your spirit. We're talking about your life. So when water and ice collide, they cause friction according to dictionary.com. Okay, so now friction, which is conflict, in other words, friction is nothing but conflict. So now you got conflict in the atmosphere that has created some lightning in the midst of a storm. So now that friction is in the atmosphere, friction in return causes static electricity.
Wow.
This is a buildup of something. When there is a buildup of something, there's static electricity, which can cause you to get shocked in the midst of your storm.
That's good.
So y'all got to understand this thing. This is a natural element that you need to be able to apply to the spirit man.
That's good teaching.
So what is the reason? What is the reason that you have gone through a storm or is in a storm, and you got all this static? You got all the water and the ice just hitting and presenting all the friction in your life. Everything is just coming at one another from this to that, and now it's just a whole bunch of commotion. What is the reason, and why is the reason? Do you even know? Are you confused? Because if you confuse, the devil is all up in it.
Wow.
She's a star, and yeah, she ain't in the drama. Elegant for the limo ride and still rock shot up in the Hummer. She's in her career and she takes life serious, but still